guys, it's a Flexo here, and today, instead of doing a gaming video, I am going to do a video about math. Yeah. So if you need math help or any kind of like tutorials on math, I'm here to help you. So let's just start off by today we're just gonna do some couple of questions, and we're gonna show you how to do them and everything. Okay, so let's start. Okay, in each of the figures below, determine whether or not the graph is a function. Well, what we know about a function is that a function, let me just write it down, a regular function that you might always see, which is basically the most classical function, is just y equals x, right? Which is a straight line, or a diagonal line. But so let's just start by saying x is an input, right? X is an input. And then y is the output, the dependent variable. So what does it mean, input? So you put something, you put x, you put a number in x, and then it like gives you an answer for y. So as a function of x equals x. So x, you plug in a number for x, and as a function of it, it gives you a number, an output, which is y. So, and what you define as a function or not a function is whether basically one value of x, if it has one or two values of y. If it has more than two values of y for the same input, like two outputs for the same input, then it's not a function. Basically, each input, let's write it down, oh my bad, so each input has to have one single output, has to have one output for it to be a function. Okay, you get it. For it to be a function. Da, da, da. So basically, if an input has only one output, it's a function. But there could be also another reason, that in case maybe one output has two inputs. So one output has two inputs. That's good, because the graph can be like this, but a graph can never be vertical, if you get it. This is a no, and this is a yes. This is getting kind of messy. Okay, let me just move it down. So let me just delete this. Okay, pause the video if you wanted to see it. So now a function is a function. I'm going to give you a function of a function. Look, this is a function, right? Okay. So a function, right? This is a yes. This is a no. You ready? Okay. Y equals x squared. I'm gonna draw it out now. Let's see me right here. Okay. So it's kind of like that. It's not perfect, of course. This is just to get the idea. So a function is y equals x squared. That's correct. Not a function would be the inverse. The inverse, which means the inverse of x squared, is basically y equals radical x, which means if you square this side and you square this side, this equals y squared equals x. And this will now give you the inverse, just flipped on the, just rotated 90 degrees. So a horizontal parabola, which is not needed, because now if you do the line test, so basically there will be two outputs for the same input, which basically tells you if, and it has to pass the vertical line test. Here it does. All the vertical line tests. But here, in this example, when you go straight, you'll get two inputs. So when you do that, you cannot get two inputs for the same input, because let's say you have data around here, right? Let's just say you have data like week 1, week 2. Maybe you can put height. This is the height, like 5, 4. Sorry for my ugly numbers. I'm not that good at drawing, but 2 and then 1. So let's say this one is about 1, right? Now, let's just say in week 1 the baby has grown 1 feet, right? But this is one output, right? The input is W1 and the output is 1. So, but it can't be 3 feet and 1 inch. So it can't have two outputs for the same input. It's either 3 feet or it's either 1 feet. So basically, like what I'm gonna say verbally. Like if you have 1 week, that's the input, and it has 2 outputs, which meaning 3 foot and 3-1. It can't be both. You can't have 2 outputs. It has to be either 1 foot or 3 foot. That's just using common sense to determine whether a function is a function or not. Let me just hold on, and you want to read this, or pause the screen if you want to study this. I'm not a good drawer. Sorry guys. I'm just there for like the theory. So now we learned what a function is. So now we're gonna get into the question. So let me just delete all this, and then boom, and then let's just go back and let's do this. Okay. In each of the figures below, determine whether or not the graph is a function. So in A, right? So in A, you can see that if you let me just copy the image here. Okay, let me take a picture of the image. So let me just expand this real fast. So let me just well, that's not nice. Okay. So right here, if you draw lines, you see that there's always 1 point for that 1 input, which is good. That means that is a function. So yes. So put a little yes. This one, you should do the line vertical. Just the easiest way is to do the line vertical test. If you see there's 2 outputs for the same input. So this is input, output. That looks trash again. Let me just. There's 2 outputs for the input. If there's 2 outputs, it's kind of weird to decline as a function. Even using common sense, you can't really decline to the answer saying that there's like 1 data for the same input or the other data. It has to be either one or the other. It's not it's good, but it's not a function. It's not defined as a true valid function. And for this one, it might look like a function because it's like a circle. It's just the area of a circle. But no, even though it's still okay, this is actually a no. This one just passes through and also has, so basically this one also will have 1 input with 2 outputs. Maybe this one will only have 1, but it doesn't matter. Right? There's a lot of like X inputs that have 2 Y outputs, my bad. Sorry. So this will also be a no. And this one, well, it doesn't matter, this is like a break, but if you see there's only one. There's only 1 output for each input, that's the point of a function. Only 1 input for an output. But the other variation could be that you have 2 outputs, 2 inputs for 1 output. Because I'm going to tell you that. So let's say you have a graph, right? You have 1 week. Let's do the same example. 2 week. And then let's just say we have 5 week. It just exponentially grows. So we have 5 week, 1 week, 2 week, 5 weeks, right? 1, 2. So 1 week I ran 1 mile, right? 1 mile. And this week I also ran 1 mile. So basically, for the same, so 1 output has the same inputs. And let me just show you another example. This is actually also a function. It's a function because yeah, see, 1 output has 2 inputs. Now that's true because the data for this one could be the same as that one. I could have run 100 miles on the first week and I can also have ran 100 miles the second week. So the data will be consistent then. And that's still defined as a function because it's just common sense. You could have the same data for 1 week and for the second week. So that's the last part I wanted to show you. I'm going to erase all this. Ooh, it's going to take a little while. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, let's just go up. Okay. So now we're going to tell you the last one. So yeah, so you see, each one has 1 output, and that's just common sense. Yes, it's a function. Doesn't matter. That doesn't really. This is like irrelevant to answer. So it's yes, and we can show our answer. So 1, yes, yes. I mean yes, no, no, yes. So yes, no, no, yes. And then we're gonna do we approve this lesson. Okay, check. So now we got the end. We got the foundation of what a function is, and how you define whether something is a function or not. It looks like a happy face. Let me just erase this. I don't know if that's one just. So today, in other words, we today defined what a function is. And a function. Well, let me actually tell you the exact definition of a function. And a function is a relationship between two variables, x and y. If every x value yields a unique y value, then we describe this by saying that y is a function of x. Basically, that's what today was all about. Today was about functions. And this is not just a specific math, but I teach calculus, so this is kind of like a prerequisite, like prior knowledge to know for a calculus course. It's not hard. I mean, if you want to take calculus, I'm gonna do some calculus videos. I'm gonna do some math videos, some simple tutorials about math. But I hope you guys enjoy and learn more about math. I can try to teach it simple. Please leave in the comments what I should improve on, how my teaching should be improved, what software I should use. This is okay if I just use this kind of whiteboard to kind of teach. I don't really know how to make it bigger, but oh well. You get the point, right? So basically, we have the foundation of a function, which is basically, let's just call it, let me erase this. Let me just call this 0.1. That's functions. Definition of a function. And we taught you that, let me just give you a rough summary really fast. A rough summary, my bad. So let me just erase all this. That's a lot of clicking. Well, okay, foundation. So today was just functions. Okay, you got that. Perfect. I know you got it. Too easy, right? Remember, this is for anyone who needs help with functions in general, with any math course. This is just prior general knowledge to know about math. In Algebra 1, Algebra 2, maybe geometry, and then maybe pre-calc and calculus. So, first off, let me just say, let me just show you in a table how it all relates. So let's just say x and then y. So let's say 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's just put another 3 just for the fun of it, because I already made it 3, and then 7. So you see, this is a table of x values. Now, as you can clearly see, let's just put 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oops, that's an ugly 8, sorry. 8, 10. So, there's two inputs that have, so basically, if you actually graph this, this is 1, and basically there's one right here and one right here. This is 1, and it's 0. So you see, function is vertical. When it's vertical, it's not a function. When it's vertical, then maybe 2, 2, so 2 and then 2 over here. But this is a function. Well, it's not a function as long as you have this, which it has two outputs or the same input. It's no longer a function, no matter what. So basically, so the input 1 has the output of 0 and 1. You get it, right? I'm sorry, I think I'm just repeating myself over and over. So, in other words, we can say that the input will have no more than one output. That's it. So basically, that's the definition of a function. And a function notation can be written like this. You always remember y is to x squared, or x in general, or y equals radical x to the power of pi. Weird, which we couldn't get simplified, minus 2. I'll just get it like that. So that's not a function. So this is not okay. I'll explain to you later in the next video why this cannot be a function. Let's actually erase this pi. I'll explain to you why this cannot be a function. Why y equals radical x minus 2 cannot be a function, and why this yes. Oh, well, yeah, no, good job. Yes, and no. So thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoy. I'm going to keep on doing some math videos, and be sure to hit a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you all guys enjoy and have a great day.